This is the first time in a minute that you're allowed to be a texty boy to start a video. It's encouraged for you to be a texty boy.
Don't read my fucking shit, man. Probably won't change your answers. You're like, oh, I forgot about that one.
I've got to be like Johnny, got to copy him. Hey, good morning, party people. That's fucking annoying.
What?
Well, we've got a microphone there and you just...
Well, it's not like I went... DJ Johnny in the house.
Oh, yeah, scratch that. Welcome to the wrap-up for 2022, y'all.
Thanks for hanging with us. Before we get started, first of all, massive thank you to all you guys for supporting us all year, for 2 years now.
Just this year. First year doesn't count.
Yeah, no, in the first year some of you were dicks, but no, look, it's been a real good year for us. We're over 70,000 subscribers now. We're having a lot of fun doing this. We've had some incredible experiences, met some amazing people.
I haven't killed Johnny yet.
That is true, he hasn't. He's tried, but, you know, because I've been working out, just...
What have you been working out?
I've been working out my life, man.
Been working out how to eat more.
I've been doing that. But yeah, no, it's been an incredible year. We're looking forward to next year. Thank you to everyone that has bought merch, donated, suggested songs, interacted with us on all our socials, games, or in our comments sections. Yeah, we just love you. It's been really, really fun.
Yeah, as Johnny said, we couldn't do this without your support. And whilst the going gets tough for us at times, in particular, just be like, Johnny has a family. I run 4 companies. Like, there's a lot going on in life. We still genuinely love doing this, and then seeing the feedback from you guys on every video. And one of the things we've noticed more and more over time is how much you guys are not only like watching the videos and supporting, but like watching videos that you don't care about the artist just because you know that like we like sharing it. I see so many times being like, never even listened to this band before, but just love you guys. And that's the best because one, you guys are supporting us, thank you so much. But 2, you're also like checking out new artists, and that's what this channel is all about, is sharing the stuff that we love with each other, but also with you guys. So yeah, thanks for sticking around and for supporting like all the interviews and all the different stuff we've been doing here, because we do want to grow this into something really fun and really special, and you are a huge part of that.
Yeah, there's going to be plenty of new stuff coming next year. We've got big dreams, big
plenty
plans.
Of nude stuff. It's just the channel's going to be naked from now on this half of the channel. I'm going to wear more clothing because people keep telling me to cover up my arms. But Johnny's going to wear less.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be nudes with nudes. It's going to be me basically naked, just covered in noodles.
Oh, no, we're going to get noodles back from Offspring. And I'm going. Noodles is going to come in.
That'd be great. Hey, you know what I should do? Remember the Lady Gaga...
2 6-year-olds on the channel. Ow!
Remember the Lady Gaga meat suit?
Yeah.
I'm just going to get a noodles one.
Okay.
Just all noodles. It'd be great.
You only need one to cover up, down there.
Yeah. It's just got to be a real fat one.
That's not what I was saying. One of those like 2-minute noodles. The real skinny wiggly ones.
It is pretty wiggly.
Today we're going to give you our wrap-up of 2022. I was thinking, we haven't discussed this, we'll do this live on air.
Cool.
We'll just go through top 5 albums to start.
You spat a little bit on your arm there. You good?
It's just hydrating, bro. Top 5 albums each, and then we'll go like 5 for 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to the next category.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. Oh, you don't want to go 1 for 1 in the top 5? Who came 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st?
No, because I didn't do it like that.
Okay, cool.
I kind of did, actually, but no, I went number 1 and then I didn't want to pick.
It was a hard year. It was a very hard year to pick. So this gave me actual anxiety.
Oh, this gave me excitement because I wanted to know what you picked. Because one of the things we talked about when we first discussed this was just being like, what came out this year? Because obviously we're doing so much music on here, and then we do so many different genres of music too. It's not like you'd be like, yeah, here's the top metal albums. It was like what came out in the past 12 months. And you forget things sometimes that come out in like January. So
yeah, it
I'm worried that I missed stuff, but I'm excited to see what you got.
I'm excited as well to see what you got. But I guarantee I definitely missed things because...
Who's gone first?
You can go first.
Okay.
Do you have any albums that were close to making it in your 5 that didn't?
Yeah, I've got 5 close calls after I've got...
Okay, what were they?
My close calls were Deadlock by Envisions.
Damn it, see, I forgot that one.
See?
Fuck! And I love that album.
You want to go with close calls before we're doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Because people, like, the big one is the album of the year. That's what people really want to hear.
Sure. Heavy Steps by Comeback Kid.
Good album.
Love that album. Darker Still, Parkway.
Good album.
Yeah. You're not going to say any of these are bad albums. Euthanasia, Straight from the Path.
Bad album. Kidding. Great album.
Such a good album. And then Baku's Revenge, Magnolia Park.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now, that one came out quite recently, and I feel like maybe I didn't have enough time with it, but that's such a narrow miss from my top 5.
Yeah, okay. My narrow misses were Mood Ring, Stargazer.
Mm-hmm.
Bleed from Within, Shrine.
Mm-hmm. Was that this year?
Yes. You forgot it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Dayseeker, Dark Sun. Now, that is one that I could have potentially been in the actual top 5.
I thought it was going to be in your top 5.
If it had come earlier, because I didn't get enough time with it.
Okay.
Even though I absolutely slammed it.
Yeah.
Zeal and Ardor, their self-titled album.
Still haven't listened once.
Amazing. And Fit for an Autopsy, Oh What the Future Holds.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were my close calls. But again, like we said, it was so hard because all those could have been in my close calls as well. Plus,
Yeah.
there was Fit for a King, fucking...
There were so many.
So much.
And I had to be, like, Architects.
Architects
didn't make it for me in here, but I still love the album.
Yeah.
And so that's what to say that, yeah, if we forget something here, it's not because we didn't like it.
Before we get on to our top 5 albums, were your top 5 albums surprising at all to you?
No, because they're, like I essentially went through my top played.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I didn't, obviously, because my kids were on my Spotify Wrapped all the time.
Keep telling us about that. You haven't mentioned that in every video since that came out.
I really resent my children for this.
Create them on their own Spotify account.
Yeah, I should do that. Mine actually did surprise me because, without giving too many spoilers,
You're about to go through it. It's not going to be a
vastly
spoiler.
not heavy.
Oh, okay. It's everything you're not.
Pretty much. All right.
Take it away.
In 5th position,
Oh, you have played them.
I have,
Alright,
yeah.
okay.
Thornhill Heroine. I thought this was an insanely great album. I thought it was a really big leap for the boys. It was really cool, really well done. Jacob sounds fantastic. The whole band stepping outside of their comfort zone and doing something different after such a metalcore giant of an album was really impressive to me. And on first listen and after the singles, I really liked it. The thing that got it into my top 5 was how often I kept going back to that album.
Yeah, cool.
And I didn't expect to keep going back to it.
Great. Yeah, the longevity of it. That says
Yeah.
more than the substance.
Even this week, like when I was checking albums and looking for favourite songs, I just put it straight on, listen to the whole thing again.
Yeah, cool.
It's just great. I love it. My top song from it is Leather Wings. Raw was just closely behind.
Sure. Okay.
Have you got a 5th? Are you going to go? Are we going to go one for one?
No, because I didn't put them in order.
Okay. In 4th place, North Lane Obsidian.
Yeah.
Again, for a lot of the same reasons, I thought they stepped out of their comfort zone. They really tried something new. It was so well executed. Production was flawless. It was executed flawless. Marcus' voice sounds better than ever.
Yeah.
It had so many cool new elements, but it was heavier than anything they've ever done as well at the same time. Top track on that one was Carbonized.
Are you putting top tracks as well in here? You're just
Yeah.
throwing stuff in you don't even mention. We talk through, here's what we're going to do, and then he's like, here's the fucking
Well, didn't I
bonus
say to
thing
you I
did."
want to I want to work out my top tracks and stuff from each album?
No. Your text to me just said, top albums, close calls. I did exactly what you said you were going to do to copy you, and now you're just throwing this out at me.
Good boy.
You also didn't say we're going to number the order. You just said, here's the 5.
Oh, I just do that.
Yeah,
just
right.
because. But in 3rd place was The Devil Wears Prada, Colour Decay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming this is going to be in yours. Don't say anything. And my top track from that one was Cancer. This one got in there because Devil Wears Prada for me have never been like one of the metalcore bands that I go back to a lot. This album had me going back a lot. I just thought it was so emotionally gripping. The heavy stuff was really gripping. The emotional stuff was also really gripping. It was just great.
It just
I loved
gripped him, you know?
it. He just really just wrapped his hands around. Not going to do that. Sorry. It was just fantastic. I loved it. Number 2, Slowly, Daisy Chain. I'm sure you expected that one to be
Repping
in
the
there.
Aussies in this list.
Yeah, right. Like 3 out of my 5 are Aussie bands. I love Slowly Slowly. This album has come at, I guess, like the perfect time for me as well. It just really resonates with me
In
at the
your
moment.
life or
Yeah.
just in time of year?
Yeah, both.
Okay, cool.
Both. Like
Because it's an interesting one. You said about Dayseeker. I'm pretty sure they came out the same day.
Yes.
And this one got in your top.
I couldn't fucking stop listening to it.
It's great.
I couldn't
Love
stop
that.
listening to it. I love it. It's fantastic. Top tracks on that one. I'll hold my breath and turn it around. Top album of the year, probably no surprise. I've talked about it a lot on the channel. Bad Omens, The Death of Peace of Mind. This album for me was just, it is the perfect gateway album. It's the perfect every time album, anytime album. It has incredible heavy moments. It's just such a really cool soundscape, emotional, roller coaster journey. It ebbs and flows. It's got some of the catchiest shit I've ever heard. It's got some really dirty, heavy moments. Like when you go from some of the tracks to Artificial Suicide.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, when that
just-
song came out, we both was like, holy
Yeah.
depth of anger.
Right, yeah, incredible. And my top songs from that one were Just Pretend and Artificial Suicide. Yeah, look, Noah is just a fantastic vocalist. His voice and his versatility and range really does drive the band.
Seeing their US tour that just wrapped up going looks like as well. Like, they seem to be really hitting that spot of the recognition they deserve.
Yes.
And they're only going to get bigger because of that, which is sick.
Yeah, exactly. Also, he dresses very similar to Jesse on stage with the whole Bond villain look. So I want to know who copied who, because they do live together.
When you say Bond villain, it sounds like saying Bond villain, and it sounds like a French character. He dressed like someone from Bond villain. And I
Well,
quite
I
like
am
that.
good at accents.
He does wear like a little curly wig, and yeah.
So take it away.
Top 5 for me. Number 5, Otherness, Alexis on Fire. This is obviously a very long time coming because they hadn't released an album in a hot minute, and it came back in a way that showed growth and progression while still staying true to their sound. And it is one that I went back to quite a lot. It's nowhere near as heavy as older stuff, but I think that's suits where they're at now. We just checked out City and Colour's new stuff, and I feel like there is a good separation between the two artists now.
Yeah, stylistic, they're like vastly different.
Next I had Obsidian, North Lane, as you did. This album for me got played so many times. I listened to it 8 times back to back on the way
Holy
back
shit.
from London this year.
You did too, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, it is a flawless album. The whole thing just flows super, super well. I feel like it's the perfect follow on from Alien in that the electronic elements in this are less jarring. Not that it was super jarring in the first one, but I feel like now it's just like that's so cohesive and that makes sense
Yeah,
that
it's the
way.
cohesion for sure. Yeah.
And as you said, it's still super heavy. It still has some great aggressive moments, but the melody and the catchiness of it, it's just that album for me is phenomenal. Next up, Harry's House, Harry Styles. This album for me is a banger.
I knew that was
Front to
gonna be in
back pop. It's my favorite pop album of the year for sure. There's some really cool tracks in there, and as I played you a few, I love that it's not just all about him. It's not just like I'm the vocalist at the front. It is a full musical journey, and so many of the songs are as much about the music as they are about the singing, which I really love. Next up, Colour Decay, Devil Wears Prada. This one for me again got played so many times. I have been a fan of the Devil Wears Prada for many years and have listened to them heavily. However, this album just hit differently. It is my favourite Devil Wears Prada album by far, and I think we even knew that just based off the singles. We're like 4 or 5 singles in a row, they're all flawless. Even if the other stuff was filler, it's still gonna be a banger album. And the thing was, the other songs are better, if anything.
Yeah, there's no filler on there. Because I remember when we checked out a few of those songs, and I was said in the reactions, and I said to you, I was like, oh, I'm gonna keep going back to these like multiple times.
Cancer is a great track on there. However, I think Salt may still be my favourite track, and that was one of the big singles. Album of the year, drum roll please, Johnny. Yeah, good drum roll. Oh.
A fancy for you.
Yeah, it was good. No Pressure, self-titled. This was an artist we have not checked out on the channel. We've never done a reaction because they haven't released anything like that. This is Parker Cannon from The Story So Far. His new project. It's just straight up fun pop punk, high energy, low budget, but still really great production.
He's just, fuck you, man. We spent a fortune on that thing.
It has everything that I love about The Story So Far in their early days, but with modern production values, and his musical sensibilities have increased. Now, I love where The Story So Far has gone in a bit more of that almost like British invasion style sound brought into their music, particularly their last album. But this album for me is just, it's flawless. I've listened to this thing front to back so many times.
The amount of times I've got in your car and that album's been on.
It's also a big one for me as well. You talk about your kids. That's one for me that I can put on with Court in the car, and Court really likes it. And that works out super well because it doesn't skew my playlist to make it something I don't want to listen to. I actively want to listen to it anyway. So
very good. All right.
No pressure. Self-titled album, no pressure. You get album of the year for me.
How do you guys feel about those? Were any of those in your top albums? If they were, drop it in the comments below, and we're going to get onto the next segment.
Next episode.
Episode? Yeah, we chose our top 3 EPs of the year.
I cheated.
What'd you do?
I'm going to start this one off. So, number 3 for me, I Don't Know What I Am, Relica. God, this band came out of nowhere for me, and they're just so fun, and it leaves me wanting more.
Yeah.
That's how I go, yeah, that's a great EP, because I'm like, that should be an album.
Yeah, that's so good.
I feel like, Mon and the boys did such a great job of creating this, like, really quirky, unique, heavy, but accessible, just interesting soundscape.
Yeah, incredible. That was in mine as well.
That
was number 2 for me in my EPs.
I didn't number them again. Although I could for this one. I'll go 3, 2, 1 here. Next one was Into the Past, Driveways. This was almost an album. It was 8 songs.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Fuck. I love the boys in Driveways, as you guys know. They just keep bringing out consistent, fun, post-pop punk, post-emo sort of stuff. And
they're way too underrated.
Just do yourself a favour and go listen to this.
They're so good.
The Into the Past EP from Driveways was number 2. And number 1, and this is where I cheated, because I put 2 in there.
Oh, I know what
you knew I did. Yeah, Chronicles 2 and 3 from Void of Vision. These are my boys. This, if it was an album, would have been my number 1.
Yeah.
Because I actually made a playlist that's just the Void Chronicles, and I've listened to that thing front to back, and it just goes 1, 2, 3 so many times, and the way it ebbs and flows and progresses, it's so fucking heavy and crushing and aggressive, but fun and sexy.
But then we get those melodic elements as well, like the big choruses that we have had from Void in the past, but not to this extent.
No, I feel like this is just, they're just getting bigger and better with every single thing they do. I'm so excited to watch them. This is my band to watch for next year. Just in everything they do. Like, I can't wait to see them on stage at Knotfest.
Yeah, they're going to crush.
And I feel like they're getting the recognition they deserve.
Yeah. So, on to my ones. We have already established, I also had Relica, absolutely incredible EP, and lovely people as well. Just really good. This talent and the skill in that band, in terms of their musicianship.
They're everything we're not.
Next level. I did not cheat. I went for Void Division Chronicles 2. The only reason I chose number 2 and didn't cheat...
Because it's number 2 and you love poop. You love toilet jokes.
But okay, man, that's cool, just crush me. Is because it had more songs.
Sure, that's that is the thing. When the last one came out, I was like, damn it, there's one less song.
Yeah, but I'm going to cheat as well and say 2 and 3 because... Void are also one of my bands to 100% watch, and I said this before about Aussie bands really sort of flying the flag for impressing me in terms of their growth as a band. And the 3 of the bands that are in my top stuff, like Void, Thornhill and North Lane, really pushing the boundaries of what you can do in heavy music, especially when you already have a following that's rooted in metalcore, which we know can be quite volatile. My top EP for the year, though, was the Alpha Wolf and Holding Absence split. The Lost and the Longing.
Forgot about it.
So good. Listened to it so many times, and they just worked so well together on those crossover tracks. And, and I thought it was really, really cool. But yeah, I do want to also give a shout out to Ocean Sleeper, because that was so fucking close.
You cheeky motherfucker, throwing extras.
Yeah, but I got to give them a shout out because they're Aussie as well. And I love the fact...
He's just repping his hood.
That, like, all of my top EPs, except for the fact Holding Absence were on that EP, is all Australian.
Yeah,
even if I threw Ocean Sleeper in, it's all Aussie. I'm so fucking proud of Australian music.
That's sick, bro. Love it.
All right, songs you couldn't get enough of this year. Now...
Did you put... Oh, no, I did put 5.
Yeah?
Great.
I said songs you couldn't get enough of because often, like, as I've said with Spotify, it just picks your most played or whatever, and it's not really, for me, it's definitely not reflective of what I have been loving.
Yeah, I didn't put my, just like the top 5 in my most played.
Okay, cool.
But they were all in my most played. I just didn't pick the top 5 because No Pressure took up 3 of the top 10.
Yeah. And also you probably would have listened to a lot with Caught in the Car.
Yeah, and I also wanted to give you some variation in it. So, do you want me to take it away?
Yes.
These are not in order. I'm not going to give you an order here. As I said, No Pressure. My probably standout track on that album is Big Man. Just has the most fun riff in it for me, and it's very catchy. So, there's that one. We checked this one out in the channel. Loved You a Little, Taking Back Sunday.
Oh, that was a good song.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
No, you did. We
Chill
checked
the
it out
fuck
together,
out, Siri.
honestly.
Like, you just don't make it all about you.
I didn't get that. Well, maybe you should have listened to it. This track for me was beautiful. The way the 3 artists came together on it. Was it Charlotte Sands?
Yes.
Yeah, and the main. I just think this was such a well-written track, and I love the way the vocalists took different lines together.
Yeah.
Now, we saw the main do this, and they just covered all the parts together. I think they did a great job of it. I'd love to see, like, Taking Back Sunday do the whole thing here as well.
Oh, that would be cool.
So that was it. Love You a Little. Next one, Forget You, Slowly, Slowly. Now, this is where they came in for me. This track is indicative of that album in that it's just this super fun, pop-friendly, alt-rock banger.
Mm-hmm.
It shows, obviously, how talented Ben is as a lyricist and as a vocalist, but as a band, I felt like they were really stretching their wings and encapsulating all their inspirations, and this is the song that did it best for me, and probably the song we had the most time with off the album, because it came out a while ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Next up, Our Boys in Error, Stockholm Syndrome. This is also my cover of the year. We didn't put that as a genre, but...
We should have done covers.
It's okay. Cover of the year, yeah. Muse, Stockholm Syndrome is such a banger, and I feel like Error elevated it.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jesse and JT together are an unstoppable force when it comes to the vocals. I love the way they changed things up, but also stayed true to the song. This song got played a whole heap as well, because it's on 2 of my playlists, covered up as well as Angry Music for Happy People.
I want to make a covers playlist. It'd be interesting to see the differences between the ones that we choose.
Yeah, I reckon they'd be quite different, because I'd have way more pop-punky stuff than you, I reckon.
Yeah, you probably would.
And then, last track, and this one was from my most played artist on Spotify, Doom Switch, Make Them Suffer.
Oh, I
These
forgot
guys
that song.
came out swinging. I feel like Alex is she's really taken that band and just finessed it. I'm so excited for new music from these guys. If it's anything like Doom Switch, that'll just straight up just step into my album of the year for next year, I reckon.
Man, like, think about what they're going to be capable of now that they've done a huge American tour together, and they look like such a close, tight-knit unit, you know, following them all and getting to chat to them while they've been on tour and stuff. They just seem like they had so much fun, and it was so successful for them. Like, they're all getting, like, little tattoos together and stuff like that. That is a band that is
why don't you
unified.
have a tattoo of me on you?
Do you want me to get a tattoo of you? Should I get a tattoo of Nathan?
All of me, though. Just, you can get that guy.
Can I get you, like, a little caricature instead?
You can just get me that if you... I mean, yeah, you can do that, but I'm sure you'd want to get...
People
don't think it's me.
I have thought of getting that tattooed on me.
Yeah, I love that logo.
It's a good logo, yeah. I will get that too.
Good work, me!
Good idea. Thanks for inventing tattoos.
No, I mean, the logo I did.
Yeah, like I was saying, to think of Doom Switch being the first thing that they wrote together...
It just... Oh...
Imagine what they're going to do.
Yeah, so
Imagine the pressure's on, guys. Make them suffer.
And they broke up.
Pressure's on.
Shit.
All right, so my top songs not top songs, but songs I could not get enough of this year. Number 1, we've got Malevolence on Broken Glass.
Banger.
That fucking riff, that's my riff of the year. It's so good. It's so good. And, you know, like, I'm kind of annoyed that I hadn't really discovered entirely. I knew of them, but I'd never really entirely discovered this band until this year.
Yeah.
But goddamn, what a way to enter my life.
We both, on discovering them, were just like,
oh! Yeah.
It was-
and
it
the
was
thing is,
just-
so many people had said, you need to check out Malevolence,
Yeah.
you need to... And we finally did, and as soon as that riff kicked in, I was just like, I'm in.
the thing that got me
100%
was the clean, gravelly vocals.
Oh, yeah.
Just that, particularly this song.
Yeah.
Oh, man, the first time we heard that, I still get a little bit like,
Oh! Crying While You're Dancing, Dayseeker. This is my vibe song. I love it. It's
Little emo Johnny.
Oh man, I just put this song on the car. My kids hate it because I'm like, all right, kids, it's time to vibe, and they hear that kick in, and they're like, oh no, it's happening again, and I'm just like, ew, just.
he's a
doing my
terrible,
little
terrible
clicks.
driver though.
Yeah, I drive with no hands. And I just vibe to that song. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's heartfelt.
It made us create playlists based just off that song.
It did. Our Sad Boy playlist. Go and check them out if you haven't. Yeah, I loved it. Rory's voice is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just Pretend, Bad Omens. Now, this got in here because it's so interesting to me that a song that was so big and became like viral on TikTok, I didn't get sick of it. Every time it came on and I saw someone doing a thing, I'm like, fuck, this song is so good. That chorus is one of the most powerful choruses I think I've ever heard.
Cool.
I love it so much. I think it's just so strong. Mood Ring, Nike.
Oh, okay.
Or Nike. I don't know if they say it's Nike, but...
It's also not pronounced Nike, it's Nike.
Nike.
Yeah, just want to correct you on that one.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I love that album. It was so close to getting into my top albums, but that song, just the different vibe and the different tone of it, was really standout for me.
Yeah,
and I just loved it. And then my last one, but now that you've said like Doom Switch and Stockholm Syndrome, I kind of want to flip it out for these two.
I have one that didn't make the list and so close. I'll allow you to do the same.
Okay.
So make your call now, and then the other one is the bonus.
Do I do Make Them Suffer or Error? Okay,
Either way, they're the same as mine.
No. Those two tracks, like, are two that I forgot about that I wish I'd put in.
Oh.
Yeah. But the fifth one I had was Machine Head Slaughter the Martyr. And this was an interesting one for me because Machine Head are a band that one of the earliest bands I got into in metal. And I've always loved them. And I've always listened to them consistently. But this song is an opening track to an album. There's like a minute lead in of like soft, clean vocals. And then it just like, which... To start an album is a bold move, especially when you're a metal band.
Yeah.
But then when it kicks in, it has one of my favourite riffs of the year, and it's just such a powerful, crushing metal song, and I loved it.
We did that one, right?
We didn't do that one.
No, we didn't?
No, we didn't. This one wasn't a single.
What song did we do from them that had a
No
similar
Gods,
thing?
No Masters?
Yeah,
Is that one?
that was that one, yeah.
That had a really good chorus. That was close to getting in, but this one, just that riff, it's
Okay,
just...
pick your bonus one. Which one are you going to go with? Doom Switch or Error?
Fuck. I love them both so much, and they're both such great people as well, which makes it hard.
What did you listen to more?
I'm going to go for... I probably listened to Doom Switch more, but I think I'm going to go for Error just because taking on Muse is such a big task.
Yeah.
And they nailed it.
Okay. My bonus one is Cinema by Harry Styles.
Okay.
That song for me is the perfect, as you said, it encapsulates that album in terms of like the musicality, real fun guitar work.
Yeah.
It's got some really great chorus harmonization in there, but then it has like, we talked about this when we did the Beatles track, the Eleanor Rigby, we talked about the Beatles, how in Hey Jude, where it has the wow, like it has some like real playful experimental stuff toward the end. That's what Cinema has in that album. It's like probably the more experimental, feels very raw and real, and I love that about that song.
I still haven't listened to the album from start to finish, and I know that disappoints you, but you're used to being disappointed by me. No expectations, no disappointments. That's
Oh
how
no,
I
I've
live
always
life.
got expectations. I expect to be disappointed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's better.
Is it?
Yeah, because if you expect to be disappointed, like when I
I'll
came in
always let you
today,
down.
when I came in today, for the first time in like a year and a half, I got our mugs right. I put them on the right side. He's like, oh,
Look at you.
you know what I mean? So you expected to be disappointed, but
Yeah.
you were impressed.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll give that too.
But
Speaking
yeah,
of biggest disappointments,
I want to listen to that Harry Styles album. I think I'll do it over the Christmas period.
cool. Do that. It's something you can put on in the background with like other people around and still have it playing. I feel like you can still get enough out of it.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of disappointments,
All right.
what's your biggest disappointment of the year?
My biggest disappointment for the year was Nickelback Get Rollin'. Now,
Oh,
I know that some of you out there are going to be like, well, fuck them, no shit, dude, it's fucking Nickelback. They fucking suck, bro. Chad Kroger.
anyone that loves this channel and has stuck around this long because they care about our opinions knows that we love Nickelback.
Yeah. I fucking hate that album.
Yeah, it sucks.
It sucks so bad.
It really sucks.
Like, you come out...
It's all the bad things about Nickelback.
It's all the bad things. You come out with a song like San Quentin and everyone's like, holy shit, this is sick.
Yeah.
They're going to be riffy boys.
Nah.
No. There was like 2 other songs on the album
Like
that were
Cheesy
riffy boys, and the lyrics on them were fucking woeful. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Other than that, it was an album of weird B-side singles.
Yeah, great. That album
What the
wasn't
fuck?
great.
Also, I'm going to be controversial here
I know it.
and do another one.
Wait, no, I think we're going to be the same.
Muse.
Oh, no.
No? Unless there's
I'm also
another
gonna be-
disappointment.
Yeah.
Okay, it was Muse, only because, like, Killer Be Killed and Will of the People and stuff, and I get what Muse were doing. I get they were trying to do bits and pieces from all their elements. But the selfish fucking fan of heavy music that loves their riffs in me just wanted them to do a fucking crushing album because
Yeah.
they did it so well.
Yeah.
The addition of the double kick drums, the addition of a little bit more screams and him doing a bit of a death growl in there. I just wanted more of that. And
It
the
kind of
fact
gave
that
you a taste and then took it away.
there was no more of that on the album.
Yeah.
Like releasing all those as a single is... Alright, take it away. Biggest disappointment.
It was
Johnny.
Taylor Swift. Midnights.
Oh!
This album for me was a bit of a filler album. I felt like it was just all one level. Did you listen to it all?
No, I didn't.
So-
but I know you're a huge fan.
Yeah, I love me some Taylor Swift. I really like her storytelling and her songwriting ability. And I feel like the people she collaborates with always do a great job.
Yeah.
And this to me was very monotone, the entire album.
Shit.
Anti-Hero is the standout track on it, and that's the single that everyone would kind of know. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem, it's me. Johnny's life story. And that song is the strongest song, but as a whole, the album I was a bit disappointed with. I felt like it didn't have highs and lows the same way a lot of her other albums do.
You should have listened to Marcus from North Lane. He told you she's a bit, he doesn't trust her, and she was going to let you down eventually.
It's not her, and it's not her as a person. I just didn't like the album as much.
Okay.
Now, my controversial disappointment,
Oh.
Slipknot.
Oh!
That album
yeah.
started so interesting and so strong, and I was like, oh, the boys are onto something new here. And then it did the same thing. It got into just like, this is Slipknot B-sides for me.
Okay.
It's not a bad album. It's not that it was shit. It's not that it didn't have... It was a new sound that didn't sound like them. The problem was it sounded a little bit too much like them, but just like the more generic version of them.
Yeah.
And it came to the point where there's 3 songs on it I love, and then there was others I'm like, is this the same song still?
It was a little bit like that. I have given it a little bit more time, and it does grow on you. But that for me is an issue in itself. Because
have to try and give it
to try and find like the differentiation
Yeah.
between the songs and all that sort of stuff. And they do grow on you, and there are some really good moments and really good songs on there. But I've never had to do that with Slipknot, and that's the issue. Especially coming off the last album with tracks like Nero Forte, and and to go from Nero Forte to Spiders,
Yeah.
completely different tracks. Doing new things,
Yeah.
but still sounding like Slipknot. It's an interesting one. There's a lot of rumors, like I've told you, that they threw an album together quickly to get off their
And then they've
label.
come out and sort of denied that, but of course you're going to deny that.
Of course, yeah, you're not going to say that, are
Yeah.
you? But then again, like at the same time, I'm like, surely Slipknot would never do that because they're such,
Yeah.
a
Look, I
professional
think just
band.
starting off with Adderall and thinking was like, and that song seemed to push a lot of people in the wrong direction. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
what's this? I thought it was really exciting. They were trying something a bit different and unique for them. And then, yeah, just the album, as I said, it wasn't my biggest disappointment, but I was so excited for it
Yeah, I
that
get
it
that.
didn't quite hit where I was hoping for it.
I think that Adderall starting off, like you said, was the problem because it started people off in a... And plus, like, think about it. Like, think of where they put Vermilion on that album.
Yeah.
Think of where they put Snuff on that album. Think of where they put Spiders on the last album. That would have been the perfect song to break the album up in the middle.
Yeah.
And people would have gone, this is a nice change of pace, rather than why the fuck is Slipknot starting with a rock song.
Yeah, agreed.
So, all right, your biggest surprise of the year.
Now, this is another album I know you didn't listen to.
Okay.
Asphalt Meadows by Death Cab for Cutie.
You know what? I saw that in the release songs, and I'm like, why haven't you spoken to me about that?
I don't know. Well, because you don't listen to Death Cab.
But I still like hearing about what you like.
So the
because
thing
the way we talk about songs often. And
Did you
bands
listen to that
sways.
playlist that I made for you to listen to?
I
of
did.
Death
I
Cab?
listened to a few songs and then I had to get out of the car.
I made him a playlist and everything. For this, for me, the reason it's the biggest surprise is because it's a complete return of form for me with Death Cab.
That's good. That's a nice surprise.
Yeah. Other Death Cab stuff, it's not they didn't like it, but like their last probably 2 albums before that had a few songs I liked, and then it was a bit like, okay, cool, I like those songs.
Yeah.
That was it. This one, the whole album is great, and it's got some really, really interesting moments on it. I need to now look up what the song's called because it's Death Cab has a track on there that I just never expected from them. It's called Foxglove Through the Clear Cut. It's almost like a spoken wordy, like,
Okay.
it's just something I've never heard from them. It's really interesting, and the whole album is a great storytelling, soft rock album. Court and I listened to it last night while we had dinner, and it was, it's great. So that's my surprise album of the year, a happy surprise.
That's good. My biggest surprise of the year is also a happy surprise. It was I Prevail True Power. And only
I can
because...
understand. No, I know why that's
Because I haven't really listened to them that much.
Yeah.
Not since the first album or second album they did. So I haven't listened to like 2 albums, I think. And like when we got this album, because we were lucky enough to get it early, like I probably didn't listen to it that much after it came out because I loved it so much. I smashed it for the month before.
You made me listen to it more before it came out. Because you're like, have you listened to that thing yet? It's so good. And
Yeah.
we got that and 2 other albums early, and I think...
Fit for King and Parkway.
Yep.
That was them. But I smashed both of those before they came
You
out.
did, but
Yeah.
I was listening to the other 2 a lot
Okay.
because I did listen to I Prevail, and you were like, have you listened to I Prevail? Yeah, you were about that from the get-go.
Yeah, it and like I know they're a good band, but I was just like, this is good.
Yeah.
This is very good. This is really heavy. It's like the melodic moments are really good. I love how they use Brian in more of a sort of hip hop way in a lot of the tracks.
Yeah.
Which was cool. But for me it was just the songs were there. They were so well done. And I never really stacked them up. I know how popular they are. I never really stacked them up with all the other, metalcore bands that I listen to. And even seeing them live, because they only played Body Bag live of the new stuff.
Right.
I was like, these guys are good, but they got a little bit too much of the soft poppy sort of stuff for me
okay.
personally. And then when I heard that album, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like, this was sick. So I Prevail True Power was definitely a pleasant surprise for me. Favorite discovery of the year, Nathan. Now, I'm going to let you just do discoveries if you want to rattle off any, because I've thought of so many.
I went through and just put one here.
Okay.
Because this is the thing with this channel, and my one is one that we've never featured on the channel.
Okay.
So we do get shown so much music, and that's such a cool thing. And we love when you guys send in your requests and recommendations, because it is really, really cool, and it's a great way of discovering new music, particularly for those fans that become like regulars on the channel and we speak to all the time. We trust you. So thank you for that. My discovery is...
And also because you guys trust us, you guys trust us, and I've noticed it recently because we've just recently dropped the reaction to God by Slowly Slowly. And so many comments on there are so great, and I love it because everyone's like, I would have never checked this band out if it wasn't for you guys, and they're one of my favourite bands.
That's cool.
I love that.
Yeah.
So much.
Having said that, this recommendation was also not from you guys. This is just from a friend of mine. Okay. But I'm going to let you go first because I know what yours is.
Mine.
And it came from me.
Did it?
Who is it?
Ocean Sleeper?
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my discovery of the year was Ocean Sleeper. Those boys absolutely crushed it. And like I said, that EP was so close to getting into my top EPs. It was really, really good. Again, another Australian band. I'm so excited for them. They're absolute legends of dudes as well. And that's not even being biased. That was a really, really good EP. But the other close one was that band Avoid. That album was really, really good.
Cult Mentality?
Yeah, and the thing is that could have been in my top, even my close calls, but I didn't listen to it as early as
it only came out last month.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've listened to that on the way to shows and stuff together, and yeah, it is a brilliant album.
It's hard though because like a lot of the
It has
artists,
the track Cowabunga on it. That's such a great name for a
Amazing.
song. Yeah.
but a lot of the artists that are in here as well. Artists that we've only sort of discovered this year, like Mood Ring I only discovered this year. Relica we only discovered this year. Oh, actually, no, technically I saw them live last year.
Doesn't count, you didn't listen to them all, you're a jerk.
True, I'm a joke. Yeah, so that was good. All right, here we go. What is it?
Petey.
Oh, yeah.
So I was put onto Petey quite recently from my friend Lee. He was like, check this band out. It's kind of like Modest Mouse meets something else. Like, I don't know what it is. And I put it down to being like, it's like LCD Sound System meets Modest Mouse meets like Gang of Youth. It just has this really quirky, indie, electronic-y, dancey, sad boy. It's very lyrical, very quirky. The album didn't come out this year. It came out end of last year, so that's why it didn't come into my albums of the year. It's called Lean Into Life. It's such a banging album. It's so good front to back. It's weird and fun and quirky. And I also, once listened to the music, was like, I wonder this guy, like, who's Petey? And I looked him up and realised that I already follow him on TikTok. Oh. He's a comedian and does sketches.
Okay.
He's just weird as hell and super funny. Did I show you the lemons thing? When life gives you lemons sketch?
You may have.
It's just all these videos.
No, I think you talked to me about it. You've never shown me.
Yeah, all these videos are essentially him, and then he does it cuts to then him talking to himself, and he overlays him, and they're just like the weirdest scenarios, but super, super funny. So, Lean Into Life by Petey, give that a go. I'd love to hear what you guys think of that one because I'm so excited to see what he does next. It's a really great, fun album that's so different than anything else I've been listening to.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, look, there's so many other discoveries and bands that we could give shout outs on this channel, especially, again, going back to the Australian thing, when we get to find cool new Aussie bands, I really like it. It makes me really happy. Bands like Deficit, like obviously Ocean Sleeper, Relica, it's so great. Like Inertia, who we never checked out on the channel, but they're great. The thing that you mentioned him on TikTok, we both only basically got TikTok this year. I don't have it, it's just the channel's one. Is there someone on TikTok that you watch quite a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Ben, I can't remember how to pronounce his last name, it's Polish. Kolosinski?
Is he like a comedian or?
No, not at all. So I met him in Hawaii with Apple. He does content that's like, his whole thing, he's like, do you want to come on an adventure with me? And then it cuts to him in some mountain or something. He's like, too bad, you're coming. And there's just him showcasing, he lives in British Columbia in Canada, and he just shows how beautiful the landscape is, and he gets out amongst nature. Cool. But he's got a great sense of humour, but shoots beautifully cinematic shots and goes to a lot of effort. I've seen the way he shoots it. He'll get his phone and take it 400 meters down a beach, stick it there, run back down, and then walk down the beach again and do a time lapse of him cutting different spots just to get that shot. Yeah, he films everything himself. Cool. Yeah, definitely go and check him out. You can also see me featured in his Hawaii thing. We get our shirts off together.
Feedy boy.
Give the people what they want.
Wow.
What about you?
Yeah, I got lost down the TikTok rabbit hole quite a few times, and I found a couple that I really enjoy watching. Our buddy Bobby is on TikTok, but I watch him on Instagram Reels and stuff like that
Retro
mostly.
recipes.
So yeah, he's really good. Such a charming gentleman. But there is another chef that I watch on TikTok quite a bit. It's just called Chef Reactions, and it's this just bald headed chef dude. He's real monotone, talks like this, like yeah, okay, wouldn't do that. Nope, fucking gross. Like, and he just does these reactions to people making things, and his dry wit is very entertaining to me. And then there's another one called, I think the page or account is called Moon Tell That. So it's this guy and his Vietnamese wife, and it's essentially just like him playing tricks on her and trying to make her angry, but they do a lot of skits together, and she's so sweet and adorable and cute and funny, and like, you know, her English is terrible, so he always plays on that, and it's kind of like picking on each other, but done in a really wholesome way, because you can see how much they love each other, and it's very, very funny.
That's good.
And they get her Vietnamese dad involved in it and stuff, and it's very good. It makes me very happy.
One thing we didn't put down the list, and this is, I'm going to throw you under the bus a bit here. We couldn't do this last year.
Okay.
So this is maybe why you've forgotten it.
Oh, you're going to say live show, aren't you?
Favourite live show.
Don't do that.
I have to.
I refuse to.
You got to.
I can't.
Pressure's on.
Ah!
I said this one on my Q&A on Instagram this week, so I have my answer if you want me to say it while you're thinking.
Okay, so you know what? I'm going to give two answers here from different perspectives. From my
One from front of house and one from side of stage.
side of stage, it would have been Polaris, except that fire gets real fucking hot. I'm just like, how do like Parkway and Rammstein stand next to so much flames? I'm just like, oof, that's hot. So, favourite live show from my perspective is going to be the same as yours. It's going to be Era. And it's only because we were so lucky to spend so much time with those guys and see them so much and be a part of seeing them get ready for the shows and then perform and then, you know, like...
That has nothing to do with it for me.
Really?
They are just so flawless.
Professional.
Yeah, they're so
Amazing.
good live. I feel like they're so tight.
Yeah.
Every member is such a wizard at their instrument.
Yeah.
And then
So great.
vocally, JT has become my favourite heavy vocalist.
Yeah, he's
because
a beast.
He's a beast. It's so big and strong and consistent, and he doesn't miss a note, and they still play with it a bit more, so it doesn't sound exactly like it does in the album and songs. I just feel like they were everything I hoped they would be, and more. And it wasn't a one-off experience. We also get to see them back to back, and so we know it's a consistent thing that that's just who they are.
Yeah.
So
now, before I get on to from another perspective, how far behind that was Electric Callboy? Because that
so close. That was
so
the most
close.
fun show of the year.
That was insanely fun. I have never seen a crowd take to a band so quickly, and just everybody in the whole place just be on the same level.
Yep.
Everyone was just vibing.
The entire crowd just bouncing and chanting. So fun.
Yeah, they have, look, you know, whether you love them or not, and you find it gimmicky or whatever, they have a really special thing.
Yeah.
The ability to make people just feel joy. Lovely dudes as well. Now, from the other perspective, I'm going to have to say Kiss. Because, number one, it was the biggest show I went to all year. It was huge. To see these guys at 70 years old still doing that, especially when, and sounding as good as they did, especially when we've seen so many of the greats sound like absolute fucking ass piss. You know, like, terrible metaphor, but, like, have a look at, like, how Bon Jovi sounds, how Vince Neil sounds, how Axl Rose sounds, and Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons both sound phenomenal.
Yeah.
The energy is still there. The show was huge, but the main thing for me was getting to take my kids, and especially Alaska. My daughter has been obsessed with Kiss for the longest time. Could have picked a younger band, I know, because she's going to be disappointed when they cark it. But just seeing her face, the joy on her face, and she has that love for music that I have. You know, she's jumping up and down on the seat when it's like her favourite song, like almost crying. And
what is the favourite song?
What's it called? Lick It Up. And she was just blown away, and I was just like, this is like pinnacle moment
Yeah, that's cool.
of dad life. It was really, really good. So glad that, especially because it got cancelled for like 2 years because of COVID.
It could have come back bad.
And
but
I was
it came
like,
strong.
fuck, like this might actually never happen. These guys are not young.
Yeah.
This might never happen. And if she doesn't get to see them, she'll be crushed. So yeah, that was definitely the moment for me for live music that was special.
I was going to ask you about favourite moment on the channel, but then I was like trying to think back and I was like, there's too many dumb moments that are, when I see them, like, that's funny. That's very, very funny to me. It's almost never the actual music songs. It's like the dumb things. The most recent one for me is obviously stupid if looks could kill.
Oh yeah.
That killed me. That killed me. But that's the fresh off my head. But I want to give a huge shout out
The main costume.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. That's a pretty good moment. To McGee here. McGee's going to be editing this one. But just all the stuff you see on these videos that are like, not us directly here talking to you guys. That's all McGee. And it's almost never directed by us. That's just him adding stuff in here.
Yeah.
Mostly fucking with Johnny. And he controls himself. He doesn't do as much as he should. Or he could. But
or he wants to.
I would say a huge element of this channel and the reason why you guys think it's as funny as people do is actually based on McGee reacting to what we're doing, particularly Johnny.
Yeah, like you do a fantastic job, Jason. We love you. And you guys may have seen McGee out with us at a few of the shows and things where he comes along and does the filming, especially at festivals and things like that. So definitely go and give him a high five or a hug. But the thing is, one of the things that people say that makes this channel so successful is like our friendship and our banter and you know the fact that we've known each other for so long and that sort of what's the word I'm looking for, the dynamic that we have.
We're going to put on a shirt. Yeah, I got it.
The thing is that McGee is also like one of our best friends, and he has that dynamic as well.
He's the dick.
He's the big dick that if we fall over, it stands up. But that's the thing. That's why his edits and his ideas for the channel work so well, because, you know, we are the three of us and he is a part of that dynamic and he does have the same humour and banter and ideas and things like that. So make sure you give some love to McGee in the comments if you're still here. It's been going nearly an hour.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a long video.
Hey, you guys wanted us to bring the podcast back.
Yeah, that is. I promise you, there's so many things we want to do. It's literally a case of money. I know that sounds bad, but like while Johnny works a full-time job, it's too hard for me to do all of it in terms of like the preparation stuff. I know we bang on about that here, but yeah, it is an extra thing. Well, I hire a full-time videographer. Thank you, Mickey, to help run this channel. We can't do any more without that. So this is not maybe like give us more money. It's just as we work out how to monetize this a little better going forwards.
And on that, we will be starting a Patreon. We have dropped back to the 1 video a day. Now we've spoken about potentially going back to 2 videos a day, but doing the second videos on a Patreon, bringing, you know, like extra chats with bands and things like that, extra chats about things with each other while we're here and we've got the time. It is, yeah, like Nate said, money, being time poor, you know, businesses, work, kids, partners, like all that sort of stuff. But we do it because we absolutely do love it. I also want to give a huge shout out to Janine. So much of the stuff that we get to do, she probably hasn't watched this far. She's a busy woman. So much of the stuff we've been so lucky to have, like the festivals and the backstage stuff and talking to these artists, and we couldn't have done it without this woman. She's an absolute fucking superhero. She's, you know, not that I know many PR people, but I'm telling you, she's the best at what she does.
I do know a lot of PR people.
She's the best at what she does.
My job. And yeah, Janine and her company Dallas does PR. She has truly helped this channel so much more. So some of the opportunities you guys are like, holy crap, you guys got this and that's so sick, you're getting recognised. It's not. It's because we had the right person looking after us. Yeah. So a massive shout out to Janine. And also just to the artists that have taken the time to hang out with us. Because we have had artists on here that we don't deserve. We're not big enough for. And it's so cool to see people taking the time out of their day to come and hang out and chat with us. It means the world because this is, as we said, our way of sharing music with you guys and sharing the artists that we love with you. And it's so cool getting the chance to have these artists come and give their time to you guys as much as they do to us. So, with that being said...
The fact that, like, we do have these artists, you know, happy to keep coming back, and we're forming, relationships with them where they know that we're not just going to waste their time, sort of thing.
Yes.
Might waste their time.
Johnny definitely wastes time.
Yeah, it's really, really nice, really humbling, and we just can't wait to do more of this stuff, and we hope you guys hang around and enjoy the journey with us. Like we said, you guys are as much a part of this as we are. We couldn't do this without you guys, without our regulars. Thank you so much. We fucking love you all so, so much. Keep coming up and saying hi. Keep supporting us, and we'll make it worth your while.
We'll see you guys in 2023.
I was doing it. I'll make it worth your while.
Dicks.